All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin. Okay, guys, so Bitcoin is continuing to dump here, and we have seen some macroeconomic news as well as world, I guess, news cause a bit of a catalyst for Bitcoin to do what we were looking at Bitcoin doing anyways, based off some technicals. But on my last video on Friday, I had talked about how we had swing fail patterned our prior Thursday lows, which this drop here on Thursday was caused by Israel and Iran conflict. And as we were getting that slow continuation to the upside during Friday, I talked about how after getting the SFP, if we did reject from the bearish backtest of the channel in confluence with our Fibonacci 382, so if we go ahead and pull our Fibonacci from the highs of Friday to the lows of Friday, and we turn on that 382, which often acts as resistance or support in a strong trend, you can see we did reject from the bearish backtest of our channel after losing it, and we did reject from the 382. This is why I did pull 50% out of that position. When I talked to you guys on Friday, I longed the SFP, pulled 50% out. I got stopped out on break even on the rest of the trade. It was still a winning trade, but this was a possibility we were looking at. And I did say on Friday's video, if we do reject from this purple box between the bearish backtest of the channel and the 382, we would probably see new lows come in, probably even breaking our range lows of 100.3K. Now, you can see that has happened. The conflict has escalated, and that was a pretty bearish catalyst in the market, causing uncertainty in markets. And we did reject from the 382, the bearish backtest. I'm going to go ahead and delete that now. We rejected from this channel after losing it. The bearish backtest of the channel rejected. I'm going to delete the channel now. And we are losing the range lows. Now, we're trying to reclaim them as we speak. But Bitcoin is starting to break this range to the downside, and there is going to be some local resistances coming in on the chart that are going to be very, very important for Bitcoin to reclaim if it wants to survive and continue to range within this range, and more importantly, not dump down to about 96.5 or even 88K. And I've been talking about those levels for quite some time, especially this past week. I've pointed them out to you guys. So let's go ahead and turn on our range that we've been trading in, and let me go ahead and update this range. I'm just going to bring it to right here where we kind of broke the range down. We'll pull it all the way, actually. Let's see if it's going to be a deviation. Didn't change anything anyway. So this is our range. You can see we're breaking our range down, losing the value area low of the range. After seeing the SFP, we came up to the point of control, the 382, and the bearish backtest of the channel rejected, and then lost our value area low with volume to the downside. Now, where did we stop dumping today? Because we stopped dumping around 98.2K. And let's go ahead and go on to the Bybit chart. And we have been following this Pitchfork on my channel for about 6 months now. And remember when we rejected near the all-time highs, the upper band of the Pitchfork. We tried to get in it. We lost it. Bearish backtest twice, rejected it. And we have been watching this range, but once this range broke down, we were looking at potentially coming all the way down to the point of control of our more macro range or to our channel or to our Pitchfork midline. And you can see here, where did we bounce? Let me zoom out to the 4-hour chart so you guys can get a better look at this. We bounced at the Pitchfork midline. After rejecting from the upper band, we dropped all the way down to our midline, and we are seeing a nice bounce so far off of the Pitchfork midline. But there is some very concerning things here on the chart, and Bitcoin might continue to drop here. So let's go ahead and talk about some local areas of resistance on the chart. First off, if we pull our Fibonacci from our Friday highs now to today's lows, our new lows on the range, and we look at our golden pocket. So the golden pocket is going to be coming in around 103,500 to 103,600. 103,300, excuse me, to 103,550-ish. And that is also, if we zoom in on the chart, let's go on to the hourly chart, that is going to be our dead cat bounce highs after losing the value area low. We tried to get back within the value area. We peaked out there, and then we dropped and lost the value area. And another reason why I'm talking about this level is because if we turn on our naked daily points of control, you will see that we do have a fresh naked daily point of control from yesterday's price action at that golden pocket. So if we can get back, first of all, the VWAP right now is going to be acting as resistance. If we reject from this VWAP, we probably are going to come down, finally hit that 96.6 to 96.8K area of support, which is our point of control of our range. Let's go back onto the Coinbase chart here. And it's our anchored VWAP. It's our point of control of the range, of our macro range. But you can see here, if I turn on, first off, this is the Coinbase chart. This is the chart that I respect the most. And you can see our point of control of our 6-week range is in alignment with yesterday's naked daily point of control, around 103,600, 103,500. So we'll go ahead and turn on that naked daily point of control. It is here, 103,500-ish, 530-ish. I'm going to turn off this to make the chart a little bit cleaner. And then you can see that we also have that golden pocket that's right in there. So this is going to be the point of control of our range, a golden pocket, and a naked daily point of control. This is our local resistance that if we do bounce and come up to this resistance and reject from this resistance, it's going to be very bad news for Bitcoin, and we could see the drop to the downside continue. We could continue all the way down to that macro goal point of control. And so now I'm going to turn off this local price action here. First and foremost, guys, we need to reclaim the value area low of this range, because if we do bounce now, you can see we're finally above, the range lows, which is a good sign. We are reclaiming the range lows after earlier today, losing those range lows, back testing those range lows bearishly, and then making new lows, hitting into our Pitchfork midline. But we are seeing a strong bounce from the Pitchfork midline right now, and we are reclaiming the range lows. This is our first sign of strength on the chart. We do have some slight bull divs on the chart on the 1 hour, but your money flow, now it's starting to bottom out, so that's a good sign. If we look at our 4-hour chart, nice bull divs on NAMI are forming, and also bull divs on the money flow are forming. But on Market Cipher B, we really don't have any bull divs on the 4-hour chart here for Market Cipher B. And let's now zoom out a bit, or let's stay zoomed out. I'm going to hide some of this more local price action. I will leave the purple box on the chart there. Let me get rid of these prior range lows, and let me hide our naked daily. And let's go ahead and look at our macro range. Now, this range that is the range that we have been in pretty much since November of 2024. So all of 2025, this is considered the fair value for Bitcoin for all of 2025. And I did say that if we start to lose our range lows and not recover our range lows, then we will see a drop first and foremost to our point of control, which is around 96.6 on Coinbase. And if that doesn't hold, we could work our way all the way down to 88,775, 88,776, where the value area low of our range in confluence with our macro golden pocket of this entire impulse from 74K all the way up to new all-time highs. A couple weeks ago, when we ended this impulse, I did say that we should be expecting a multi-week correction in this area. It took us 45 days. We impulsed over $20,000, $25,000, $35,000. Let's see how much did we impulse. And once that impulse is finished, you're expecting a bit of a longer correction, a longer and possibly deeper correction to come in. So not 50%. It was closer to, let's see, let me get that right on there. There we go. So you guys get the idea. About a 50% pump to the upside on Bitcoin with that impulse. Now that that impulse is completed, we were expecting a bit of a correction. In the most bullish scenario, we were expecting a sideways correction, which we were seeing. But now with some of the bearish catalysts happening in the world, we are seeing a bit of a deeper correction here. And falling back within our macro value area high and starting to close daily candles back within that macro value area high was our first sign that we could see a deeper correction. And we talked about that. We started closing daily candles after a bearish backtest made new lows of the range. Here, we were able to get back above it, but only stay above it for 1 or 2 days, and then we dumped right back below it. And what day was this? On last Monday, I made a video, and if you guys go watch that video from Monday, June 16th, I said that the fact that we had such a big wick above the value area high, but dumped and closed our daily candle below the macro value area high was a very bearish sign for Bitcoin, and that could be a sign that we are going to break this range to the downside and see a deeper correction. So that is starting to happen now. And you can see also, I warned about our triple drives of bear div that we saw on the daily. And what we were looking for these bear divs to really start to play out is for money flow to start consistently dropping to the downside for a few days. And last Monday, I did talk about how it had been 10 straight days of money flow leaving the asset to the downside, draining out of the asset, which was giving us a potential that we could see that bigger dump to the downside. Now, I do still think we could continue down to 96.6. Actually, I will be looking for longs at 96.6, and I do think that we could reject locally and continue to push down, especially when markets open tomorrow morning with all the chaos that's going on in the world right now. It could be a bearish catalyst because what markets hate the most is uncertainty. And there is a lot of uncertainty in the world right now with what is happening. But let's go ahead and talk about a couple other things because last week I was showing you guys two channels. So I was showing you the small channel that we broke down from, and also this channel here where we looked at our all-time high and then our lower high, and then we bring it down to our range lows. And we were looking at trading this channel on the bigger time frames. And you can see, where did we drop to? We dropped to the bottom of the channel, wicked a little bit past the bottom of the channel, but overall our channel is holding, and Bitcoin is seeing a reaction not only from the bottom of the channel, but also more importantly from our Pitchfork midline of our macro Pitchfork. This Pitchfork here has been a godsend for 6 months now, for the entire year of 2025. I mean, if we look at this Pitchfork, let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff on the chart so you guys can get a better look at this. But this Pitchfork has been really ideal for more swing trades on Bitcoin. We came up to the tops of the Pitchfork, heavy rejections around the top of the Pitchfork. Then we were trading on this Pitchfork upper band, was holding as support anytime we came down in what I called the all-time high range, this range here. Anytime we came down to the bottom of the Pitchfork, we would see great bounces and great at least day to swing trade long opportunities. But once we started breaking that to the downside and closing daily candles below it, we were looking for a bearish backtest. And if we rejected from that bearish backtest, we were looking for a drop at least to the midline. Well, we did get dropped significantly, broke through the midline, bearishly backtested. Once we were bearishly backtesting that midline, we did expect lower targets to come in. If you guys go watch the video, I was talking about this entire videos from back in this time around March 11th through March 24th. I was talking about this entire move up in an ascending channel being a corrective move because it was on a decrease in volume, and we were expecting new lows to come in on the charts. Well, we did get that dump, one more dump, and we came down to our lower band Pitchfork support. And our lower band held, and it pumped us very hard. And we saw a nice bullish reaction bouncing from the lower band of the Pitchfork, was able to bust through the midline and come all the way up to the upper band. Now, while we were up here, a lot of people were calling for, 150K, 200K on Bitcoin. And I was saying that we could see a harsh rejection from the upper band. Once again, you do not bust through two major Pitchfork levels and continue pushing a lot. And this Pitchfork has been such a good Pitchfork to trade for all of 2025. So we rejected from the upper band, and there was a possibility that we could continue to dump all the way until we hit the midline again. Because you can see, once we broke the midline on the daily time frame, we never really came back and back tested it to confirm a flip to support. Well, we have finally dropped today. You can see a perfect hit of the Pitchfork midline, and we are seeing so far a bullish reaction. But we are not out of the woods yet. Bitcoin it needs to start closing today's candle back within our range. So let me go ahead and pull this range here. Bitcoin needs to close our candle above about 1024. If we cannot close this daily candle above 1024, there is a possibility we could continue dropping to about 96.6. And if we lose 96.6, then we could drop all the way down to our 88K golden pocket in confluence with the point of control of our macro range. But that is honestly what I'm watching for, guys. Money flow on the daily still looks bearish. We did have the triple drive of bear divs. You can see on NAMI here, money flow is exiting out of the asset. Oh, give me just a second, guys. All right. Money flow exiting out of the asset on NAMI, no bull divs on the daily. Same with Market Cipher B. Money flow exiting out of the asset, no bull divs on Market Cipher B. If we zoom out into the 12-hour chart, I've been warning about this in a lot of my videos as well. We have seen money flow draining out of the asset Bitcoin and finally crossing into the red last Thursday, Friday. And that was a bearish sign, and we could continue to see money flow bleed out of the asset. No bull divs on 12-hour chart as of right now, and money flow is still crossed over into the red. Not a good sign if you want to see this Pitchfork midline hold overall and impulse up to new all-time highs. Let's zoom in onto the 6-hour chart. 6-hour chart, no bull divs, money flow draining out on NAMI, money flow crossed over into the red and draining out on Market Cipher B. So we are seeing a nice bullish reaction on this candle, but we are not seeing any real confirmations that this could be the reversal. I am a bit concerned 4-hour chart as well. You can see no bull divs. Now money flow is starting to bottom on the 4-hour, and on NAMI we are starting to get some bull divs. So we could see a good bounce from where we're at now from the Pitchfork midline. We could see a bounce all the way up to that naked daily point of control and golden pocket that I just described earlier in the video around that 103.5 to 103.6K area. But right now, Bitcoin is looking pretty bearish here, and there's not a lot of confirmations to expect a full reversal from the area that we're bouncing from now. We could maybe expect a bounce to create a lower high and then continue breaking down on Bitcoin. So in this area, if we get up to 103.5 and we are seeing some local bearish signs on the chart, I will be looking for shorts, and I will look for shorts to take it down to the 96.6 level point of control on Coinbase. Okay, let's go into our CVD and open interest charts. You can see here our CVD has been, for majority of the day, CVD has been dropping, meaning the market participants are shorting the market. And we know those are fresh shorts because our open interest is rising. So we've had fresh shorters coming in, successfully pushing the price of Bitcoin down to new lows in this range. And now we did, of course, that last big drop we got, because we did have a mixture of some longs coming in, trying to SFP, trying to trade the SFP, the swing failure pattern at 100.4, 100.3 on Coinbase. And when that failed, they were trapped underwater. And so towards the end, you can see our open interest decreases sharply here because we got a bunch of traders that got wrecked, really. Now, very, very locally, we are seeing a spike in open interest. It looks like some fresh longs are coming in, but be aware, guys, this could just be a lower high in the making before continuing to break to the downside. If we come in here on the charts and we turn on, let me get rid of this now, and we turn on our volume, you can see that our volume so far, okay, very big spike in volume on the last dump on Bitcoin today. And we are getting some decent volume come in now on this bounce, and we are starting to at least reclaim the the VWAP, excuse me, we're reclaiming the VWAP on Coinbase. On Bybit, we're also reclaiming the VWAP. So this is a sign that Bitcoin could get a little bit bigger of a move to the upside, to that 103.5K area. Now, if Bitcoin does start to close daily candles above 102.4, then we could look for that move up to 103.6, 103.5. If we can reclaim 103.5, then this might be an actual low on Bitcoin. By then, hopefully, we're seeing some local bull divs come in. We do have 1-hour bull divs on Market Cipher B. We do have 4-hour bull divs on NAMI. And if we look on the 15-minute chart here, we do have some nice bull divs on the 15-minute chart on Market Cipher B. Let me turn off the volume. You can see here lower lows throughout the day in the price action, higher lows in the momentum waves, also higher lows in our money flow. So we have money flow and momentum bullish divs on the 15-minute. NAMI as well, looks like we did have a bit of some bull div in here, and money flows crossing into the green on NAMI. I expect a bit of a bounce here. If we can sustain above our VWAP right now, like what we're going to see probably very locally here is, now that we're pushing above the VWAP, maybe a drop to back test that VWAP. If it holds as support, a push up to first and foremost 102.4, which is the value area low of the range. And if we can get back inside the value area, let me actually zoom out a bit and describe what we could see happen. If this is going to be a more bullish case scenario and we are going to be bouncing where we're at now, then let's just pull our range volume again. And what we could see is if we are going to break back inside our value area, we could push up all the way to that 103.5 where the naked daily point of control is. Let's just go ahead and throw this on here. The naked daily point of control was at 105,530-ish. This is Coinbase's naked daily, so I'm just going to, that's close enough. So that's going to be your naked daily. That's also going to be your golden pocket of the last big push down. You can see right in there. And what I would like to see is we could see a rejection from this area, which would be a nice short. If we do come down to 102.4, which is the value area low, and we bounce from 102.4, that means we would be finding reacceptance back within this range. And if we do find reacceptance back within this range, we could expect a push up, and we could look at bigger levels of resistance above. So we can pull a golden pocket from our lower high all the way down to our new lows. You can see this golden pocket is coming in around the Bybit POC. Now Coinbase's POC is down at 103.5. Bybit's POC is coming in closer to 104.8, where this would be another level of resistance to be watching on the charts. The point of control, more intermediate golden pocket. And then lastly, we could pull a golden pocket from the lower high rejection on Monday of that 886 to the lows. Okay, don't like that one too much, but let's pull it from the all-time high. The highs of the range to the lows of the range. And yeah, this 107K area is still a good level to be looking at between 106.6 and 107K because we do have an internal liquidity grab of last Friday's highs. So anytime you see an SFP into a golden pocket, that is an area where you could look for a rejection. So we do have some multiple levels of resistance on the chart for Bitcoin to start tackling. But overall, I do think we need to get first and foremost back above 102.4. And if we can get back above 102.4, but we reject from 103.5, what you could be looking for is a short position from here. And I would be looking, stop would obviously go above the high of that rejection. Your first TP would be looking at the value area low of the range. That's still a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. Your TP would be, if we start to bounce from the value area low, you would look for a TP from there. If you do not bounce from it, then leave it open and let it run all the way down to 96.6K and maybe even lower, maybe even 88K. So that's what I'm watching here on Bitcoin on the charts. As far as our liquidation heat map goes, you can see this is the 1 month chart. The majority, at least on Binance, the majority of the liquidity is above those last Monday's highs around 111K, 112K. So that will be acting as a strong magnet. Let's go ahead and go on to Bybit and let's look at Bybit's liquidity. Same thing. The majority of the liquidity is going to be above those highs up into about 112K. And what we need to do is Bitcoin has a few levels to get above. So Bitcoin has a lot of work to do, but if we can bounce from this Pitchfork midline, remember, this is a major Pitchfork support level that historically this Pitchfork has given us major reactions, major multi-$1,000 moves. And if this is going to hold and we can reclaim, this could be the low. I mean, I'm not right now, as far as our momentum indicators show, it doesn't look like it's going to be the ultimate low, but we are seeing a very bullish reaction from it. And we could actually see Bitcoin find reacceptance back within the range and come all the way up to break Monday, June 9th's highs up and start taking that liquidity up into our Pitchfork upper band again. So let's see if that happens, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just waiting for Bitcoin to get to my levels. When you are uncertain about what's happening on the charts, you mark out your levels and you wait for Bitcoin to come to those. If you have confirmations to take the trades, you take the trades. If you don't, you don't. Now, for those of you wondering, did I take a long from this area? The answer is no. I was not paying attention to the charts. It's the weekend. Oftentimes on the weekends, I do not sit at the computer all day and look at the charts. So I am not long from that area. I am still short from earlier. I believe my final TP is going to be around 96.6. But if we do reject from 103.5, I will look to add to that short. Or even if we reject from 102.4, I will look to add to that short to bring it down to 96.6 as well. Hope this video helps. If you guys got anything out of this video, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Also, we do have a couple sponsors of the channel. We have BYDFI. It is a KYC free and VPN free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. They are offering 17% discounts on trading fees if you deposit anything at all. They're offering 15% cash back on your initial deposit and up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses depending on how much volume you move. We also have NAMI. This is a great momentum indicator and money flow indicator that can help you with entry and exit confirmations in your trades. They are offering for a limited time a 50% off discount. If you're interested, discount code is Divine50, and if you use my affiliate link, you can get that discount. Link is in the description below. And then lastly, we have MEXC. They're offering 10% cash back on your initial deposit and up to $20,000 in futures trading bonuses depending on how much volume you trade. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Expect volatility with these uncertain times because uncertainty brings volatility. And so be safe out there. Hope everyone is safe around the world, and I will see you tomorrow.